open AI is a hot topic nowadays. Almost everyone is talking about, but we are actually focusing on the children. So I'm wondering, what do you think that open AI will bring to education, especially for the young generation?
I think the number one thing is access. I know depending upon the child and the situation, and if they're sick from school or whatever it is, I think having a tool that you can use on your own at whatever time that you want to use it, I think that would be helpful. I definitely am more of a ADD student myself. I was very creative all the time, so sometimes paying attention in class was a challenge. So I see being able to learn at your own space and be able to, the technology will probably help capture. You missed this section, you need to go back and learn this. I mean, that's how I see potentially this technology could help. But you know, I think it's, if you're a real sharp person and you're, stuck in the classroom and everybody's already know that, you can kind of move ahead and learn at your own pace. So those are some of the things that stand out to me as potential benefits.
I'd like to add something to add, Edward. I have a side job. I'm also the chairman of the advisory board of Nottingham University in Ningbo and Global, and I was represent the school in the business school in Prague this year, and we talked all about how this could affect, and my delivering speech goes about customized learning. That AI can customize exactly what Ed said. You have a different need, and everybody of us have a different path of learning. As AI is so intelligent that they can customize not only the answers of your question, also maybe they can analyze what kind of learner you are, and then really customize learning. This could be a really, really big wave. Don't know how you see that.
I think for especially older students, I think that's something that teachers can use the resource to kind of give them access to different kinds of different resources, or the way that the resources are put together. For younger students, I think we were talking about it earlier, we don't see 3-year-olds actually directly using ChatGPT or AI themselves, but I think it's how teachers will use them and gather more resources and gather more creative lessons from that technology. I think that's kind of the beginning of how this is going to affect the young learners.
Interesting, yeah. As you work with younger kids, how is your view of that?
Like with my students, I have like maybe 10 to 15 students per class, and like as you said, that each kid is different, right? So then it's my job as a teacher to teach everybody in one time, in 1 hour, and I can't do that when there's so many different types of kids. So I guess like the cool thing about ChatGPT is like it can like explain like a concept in different levels. So like maybe even for parents at home, because like kids need to do their homework, and sometimes parents don't understand what the teacher's teaching as well. So maybe they can teach the parents how to teach their kids at home. That can also help them in the future.
Interesting perspective.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting that, because you mentioned customization, you can customize depending on what every kid needs. And also, I was thinking about what you said, when a parent is assisting children at home doing their homework, parents don't really understand what the teacher's teaching, or maybe they were taught differently back in the time. So I think those are really good benefits from AI teaching.
I had a question, and as being a teacher, I've heard that with the cameras in the classroom and the artificial intelligence potentially could look at the children's behavior and see that they're not really understanding the subject matter, and so it'll help point them out. Have you all heard the same thing?
I heard that.
I have not.
You have not? So again, it can watch your behavior and tell you he does not understand what you just said by his body.
We have to be, with everything in the world, we have to be careful. Something is invented to help, but it can turn out and will deliver the opposite. This is also with many things happening in the world. This is the frightening part when we really talk about pro and con.
Yes.
Then when you get observed and you're really being transparent, and the machine can really stimulate and the best word is maybe motivate you, but maybe stimulate you and move you to an area where where you would be end up differently if you didn't have this machine.
Yeah.
So everything we can see this from, let's say, from two standpoint.